So you're saying a device from the past is buried under Stellard?
Yes.
And the cause of the drought was nearby the whole time?
This is hard to believe.
Is it possible to get to where the device is?
There's no doubt a path exists. The problem is the entrance.
Where's the entrance?
The ruins of frozen time.
What? No way.
There's an enormous gate there. It has to be opened first.
How would we open it?
Opening a locked door is the same, no matter what the size of the door. You use a key or destroy it.
Can we really destroy it?
I've already tried, and no, we can't.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
Sounds like the only way is to find the key, then.
Yes, automatons.
Automatons?
If you're curious, it's the singing type of automaton. A different model from myself.
What? Automatons can sing?
It looks like it, after examining the automaton in the ruins of frozen time. Including the remaining one, only a total of 6 singing ones exist.
So the gate will open if we gather all 6?
The resonance generated by the sounds made by all 6 will open the gates.
But it's not like it's easy to find the automatons.
There was one in Fob Village, the one they called a goddess.
And then there's still 4 left. There's nobody who'd collect things like that either. Wait.
What's wrong?
Ah! There is someone! Someone who's really into that kind of stuff.
Huh?
Who? Albert!
You said you wanted to examine my automaton, but what exactly are you going to do? She might not seem as lovely as Odelia, but she's a very, very special treasure to me.
Don't worry, it's just a quick check. Oh. Wow! She sang!
Isn't she wonderful? I get to hear her lovely singing voice once in a while.
There's no mistaking it.
Albert, we have to borrow this.
Okay, I don't What?
We're done here. We should get looking somewhere else.
Wait a minute! Why? Why are you taking her away?
Sorry, Al. This is an emergency. We'll return her later.
We'll be using it for its original purpose. You don't need to apologize.
You already have Odelia. Why would you take Odetta too? It's awful.
Odetta? Did you name this automaton yourself, Al? There it is! The automaton! But can we really take it?
No, we can't. You can't just take it on your own.
Hey, our goddess! What are you doing to her?
I told you.
Hello, ladies. What are you doing?
You're Rafer, right?
Yep, the skilled treasure hunter. So, what are you doing?
automaton.
Oh, well, okay. You guys can just take it.
What? But...
It's okay, right? Of course it is. You say so. There you go.
Reefer, it looks like the villagers really trust you.
Less me, more Harry. He was throwing a lot of money around when we first got to the village. Just goes to show what you can get away with when you're loaded.
What? That doesn't seem right.
But the most important thing is taking this automaton.
I guess.
This is all the automatons, right?
Yes, most likely. Let's go. I want to start the experiments.
I wonder what'll happen. I probably shouldn't be, but I'm really excited.
Wait a minute. I'm going too.
Out? Why?
Because I'm worried about my Odetta, that's why.
That's the last one.
Don't treat Odetta so roughly. You aren't doing anything dangerous that could harm her, right?
It should start now. That is, if my theory is correct.
Wow, they're really singing. I didn't know it'd come together in an actual song when all of them were together. Lot! The gate!
What is this?
Let's go. The truth is in there.
I didn't think Odetta had so much power. I really do love you, Odetta.
What about him?
Leave him. He won't be any use inside anyway.
It's not that dangerous out here, so he should be fine.
I guess so. There's a city underground!
A mere shadow of the past civilization, I'm afraid. It's an example of the arrogance of mankind.
Do you not like people, Keith?
Why do you ask?
Whenever you mention things, you always seem like you feel that way.
Human history is a record of the same errors over and over again. We're capable of learning, taught, and yet everyone keeps making the same mistakes. You'll learn that after you've been around for a while, whether you want to or not. And yet disgust you.
And yet, you don't quit being an alchemist or seeking the truth.
I wish to know the truth of this world, not humanity.
Truth of the world.
If you had enough pointless, idle chatter, we should keep moving.
What was that?
What is this place? It doesn't look like the surface, but there's so many plants. We've been teleported to another area by a device left in the ruins. It's an underground herbal garden. vegetable garden? These are all herbs?
Not all of them exactly, though there are signs of artificial cultivation.
So you said we were teleported, but where are we?
By the coordinates, we're to the southeast of Fav Village on the eastern continent.
We came this far in just an instant?
The water is so pretty. I didn't know something like this could exist.
This region isn't the only area places like this exist.
Yes, they're at many important locations. Plants were important for discovering the source of life.
Source of life?
Alchemy was created to pursue these things.
I didn't know.
Plants require earth, water, and appropriate atmosphere.
Water, air, and earth. What are things like that called again?
The 4 elements. I see. Plants would represent almost all of them.
No, they represent all of them. Fire is heat, and heat drives all life forms.
Ugh, this is too hard. I don't get it. So you're saying that alchemy research was done at this garden, and these gardens are all over the world?
Oh, good answer, Lot. That makes it way easier to understand.
I guess. I didn't really get the complicated stuff.
Facilities like this are said to raise exceptional plants.
Exceptional? Then is the Heaven's Vine one of them?
Wow! If that's true, alchemy is a truly wonderful, mysterious power.
Wonderful. Don't make me laugh. Ancient, powerful alchemy was forbidden. There's quite a bit of evidence.
Forbidden power?
Come. I'm sure you'll see the darkness behind the alchemy ahead.
Is this a laboratory?
Odelia, can you verify these documents?
Yes, sir. This is a research center like the ones in the other regions, and these documents are research data. There's control data that appears to be for water purification devices tied to various regions, as well as data about the manufacture of artificial life forms.
I knew it. Part of the reason why the ocean in this region is now called the Dusk Sea.
I don't understand.
The purification device here turned seawater and other sources into fresh water before distributing it.
Huh? Seawater? Freshwater?
Settlements like Stellar that are ground level, with plentiful water, have relay versions of this device.
I see. But if there was such a device, why would there be a drought?
There seems to be a problem with this device. It's using much more seawater than the natural cycle can replenish. This fault comes from people thinking that seawater is limitless.
But while the Lord of Water was in better health, she managed to keep the issue in check.
What? So the Lord of Water was originally a friend of humanity?
That's a fair guess, but I don't know the truth for sure. But the time when the device started to emit contamination and the time when the drought started are different. So they kept it going as it was spewing pollutants.
That's why they barred the Lord of Water's power.
Yes, but the conflicts between humans and their reckless cultivation continues to contaminate the oceans. That's most likely when the Lord of Water abandoned humanity.
It lost its strength, and the ocean, among other water sources, couldn't keep up with the rate of intake. That's probably the immediate cause of the droughts.
So that's what happened.
Well, what will you do now?
We need to stop the device.
And what would you do if that completely stopped the distribution of water?
What?
This thing continues to take in what little water remains. If you leave it, the water will go dry eventually, and it will keep spitting out pollutants, but not right away. If you stop it, the natural cycle might help it recover eventually, but the chances are low. Also, even if it did, it would take an unbelievable amount of time for the water sources to go back to normal. At that time, I'm unsure if humanity would be able to survive.
But we might have to accept that as a result.
Yeah. Though nature is pretty resilient, I'm sure it'll bounce back quickly. The Lord of Water let Master her strength, and these plants are doing so well too. Even if it's not during our lifetimes, I think nature would return to life.
Do whatever you want. You're free to believe what you please.
Lot, let's go back to Stellard first. We can't decide this on our own.
Yeah. We need to talk with Raoul and Periand and have everyone decide.
I see. So there was a larger water device than in Stellard?
Yes.
We think we should stop that purification device. At this rate, all water sources will end up dry, like the Dusk Sea.
What would happen to the city if you shut it down?
It would no longer be an oasis. The water would drop to incomparable levels.
Still, at this rate, the water in all towns, not just Stellard, will go dry. That's why...
Sounds like it's decided. There's no room for argument. Go shut the device down.
I don't like it.
What?
As a city of water, Stellard has a great influence over the settlements around it, and Central. If the water is lost, Stellard will lose its reputation.
Wait a minute. Please tell me you're not trying to save face at a time like this, Chairman. Now's the time to think about water everywhere, not just in our own town.
Saving face? I guess I can't help that you'd feel that way. I just want to protect the city's honor and prosperity. Before this city was known as Stellard, it was known as the City of Water. There was no guess to why people gathered here with its water. It's essential for agriculture, after all. Settlements started dotting the area in pursuit of water, and Stellard grew as a city. It became a hub for commerce and production and developed quickly. But other than Stellard, the region wasn't as abundant with water sources. Conflicts over water erupted between settlements, and the gap between classes got bigger. It wasn't the disparity you see in Stellard today. Those with water survived, those without. People cannot survive without water. That's why Stellard started using its water supply control system to manage the water. It was to distribute it to the places that need it and prevent wasting it. That's how the city continued to protect the water for the region. The Periand family has worked to manage the water for generations. If we can't control the water, conflicts will start happening again. And mostly, Stellard is hope for people suffering from lack of water. If the water here disappears, the hope will disappear from everyone in the region. I can't agree about shutting down the device.
Still, Chairman.
I know. There's no other way. I just don't want to see the city wither away. Do whatever you like.
Periand, I'm sorry.
It'll be okay, Periand. This town is really strong. Even without water, Stellard will still be Stellard.
Of course.
You think so too? She looks exactly the same, right?
Yeah, like a twin. But why? Could this be the other Linka who looks like her? The one Escha was talking about?
What? Then that means Linka was born here?
I don't know. But this could be the part of the darkness behind alchemy that Keith was talking about. Don't you remember the books about artificial life forms in the lab?
Artificial? Then Linka is...
We might want to tell Linka about this.